as a continent has now defined
In the news, APC assures Nigerians says recovered looted funds is secure and will be used efficiently. Bad ties between China and US could undermine efforts to combat climate change, China warns. AU says J&J COVID vaccine shipment from South Africa to Europe is halted. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinomo, and you're watching TOS News 360. The All Progressives Congress Legacy Awareness and Campaign Group has assured Nigerians that recovered looted funds were secure and being efficiently and transparently put to use. One of the leaders of the group, Tolu Ogunlesi, gave the assurance in a statement on Thursday in Abuja. He said the government, which was focused on ensuring that taxes and other debts owed the federal government were recovered in full, launched the Voluntary Assets and Income Declaration Scheme in 2017 and the Voluntary Offshore Asset Regularization Scheme in 2018. The presidency of Nigeria on Thursday said President Muhammadu Buhari essentially considered food security and the power problem in the country before relieving the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Nanono, and his power counterpart, Salim Aman, on Wednesday. According to the Special Advisor to President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, food security and fixing the power sector are two of the things central to the president's heart. According to a report released last month by the National Bureau of Statistics, food index increased by as much as 21.03% year-on-year in July 2021. A World Bank report in 2021 stated that a total of 74% of power users in Nigeria are dissatisfied with the supply of electricity across the country. And while 93% of metered power users pay their bills regularly, 78% of electricity consumers in Nigeria receive less than 12 hours of supply daily. No fewer than six suspected Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa province members have been killed by troops of the Nigerian Army under the aegis of Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai. Director of Army Relations, Onyema Nwachukwu, in a statement on Thursday said 4 AK-47 rifles and 4 magazines, each loaded with 30 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among others, were recovered from the terrorists. The troops also captured and destroyed an ISWAP logistics vehicle conveying assorted goods and contraband items belonging to members of the terrorist group. The Enugu State House of Assembly on Thursday passed the bill to prohibit open grazing, regulate cattle ranching and for connected purposes into law. The leadership of the Northern Community in Enugu State had said during the hearing that they would support any law that will bring peace and security in the state. Speaker retired Honorable Edward Ubosi said the bill was not targeted on any group or individuals but for the peace and security of residents of Enugu State. And now to development of Africa, the shipping of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine doses to Europe that had been packaged in South Africa has been suspended. African Union envoy Strefe Masiyiwa said on Thursday. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said last month he was stunned by the arrangement since Europe has very high vaccination rate, while even the most vulnerable people in many African countries had not been vaccinated. J&J has a bilateral deal with South Africa to supply 31 million vaccine doses and a separate contract with the AU for 220 million doses with an option for a further 180 million. This is your digital first Pan-African news network and you're watching TOS Television, TOS News 360. More stories across Africa plus global business and sports. When we return, stay with us. Thank you for staying. And now to news across Africa. A prominent television presenter, Yves Del Mbela in Ivory Coast, has received a 12-month suspended sentence for asking his guest, a man described as an ex-rapist, to demonstrate on a mannequin how he had assaulted women. Widespread outrage followed and Mbela was suspended from TV and radio. The court fined the presenter $3,600 and has banned him from leaving the country's main city, Abidjan. The guest, Kada Traore, was sentenced to 2 years in prison and fined $900, also for promoting rape. On the global scene, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang has warned the United States that the deteriorating ties between Beijing and Washington could undermine efforts to combat global warming and climate change. Wang, addressing visiting U.S. climate envoy John Kerry, said on Wednesday to take active steps to improve ties, according to a foreign ministry statement on Wednesday. China, the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, has set a target of generating 20% of the country's total energy consumption from renewables by 2025 and reduces total emissions starting from 2030. While US President Joe Biden has announced a goal to cut up to 52% of the country's greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. At least 8 people have been killed in New York from widespread rains, flooding, and reported tornadoes. The remnants of Hurricane Ida cut a deadly path across northeast United States on Wednesday, with a state of emergency declared across the state. For the first time ever, the National Weather Service also issued a flood emergency for about 9.1 million New Yorkers considered at risk, urging them to find higher ground. A travel ban was put in place until 5 a.m. ET Thursday for all non-emergency vehicles, and a travel advisory was in effect after it expired. To business, commercial loans obtained by Nigeria through Eurobonds rose by 625% in 5 years. It went from $1.50 billion as of December 31, 2015 to $10.87 billion as of December 31, 2020, indicating a $9.37 billion increase. However, the federal government still intends to seek more funding through Eurobonds, which would increase Nigeria's Eurobonds debt stock. And in sports, Cristiano Ronaldo broke the world record for goals scored in men's international football as he hit his 110th and 111th goals for Portugal in a thrilling 2-1 World Cup qualifying win over the Republic of Ireland. The 36-year-old, whose return to Manchester United from Juventus was confirmed on Tuesday, passed Ali Day, who scored 109 international goals after equaling the Iranian great's record tally during Euro 2020. This is the latest landmark to push the argument for the Portuguese to be considered an all-time great. He's already the top scorer in club football's top tournament, the European Cup Champions League, a trophy he has won 5 times. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African news network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Merciful Ajinomo. Many thanks for watching.
But we as a continent